Okay, guys, we're gonna be starting in a few minutes, okay? So stand by, have a little drinky, a little popcorn, relax on your comfortable couches, and we're about to start the veteran workshop showing, okay, guys? Stay on it, don't go anywhere. Thank you guys for watching. Freddie, do your thing.
Keep the music. I'm going to join them, then I'll be back.
Yes. Hold on, Freddie, do your thing. Go, my Freddie. Louder, my Freddie.
Mike's live.
Go into the Q lab. Go see it is all there. Yes.
Yep.
Hold on. Hold. No. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bonsoir, bonsoir, bonsoir. 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 Good evening. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Jacques. I'm the founder and creative director of Diavolo, Architecture in Motion. Thank you so much for being here. Question one, who's the first time being here at the Diavolo studio? Put your hands up. Okay. Who never saw any presentation, veteran presentation? Who never saw any Diavolo veteran presentation? Put your hands up. A few people, and most of you have, so great. This is a Diavolo veteran workshop presentation. It is not a show. It is not a show. It's a demonstration of the 7 days that we had with our 6 veterans. But first, a little house cleaning thing. We have 2 bathrooms. On your left, we are renovating the bathroom. If you've been here before, the bathroom was a disaster. You guys was going, but Merlin, our technical director, where are you, Merlin? Merlin is over there. He's been working for weeks renovating the bathroom. They are much better than they were before, but they're not painted. There's still some conduits, but they're clean. Nice toilet with the thing come down slowly, water, so that's comfortable. I think that bathroom. So that is the bathroom. Please also you're late, 20 push-ups. We have the white tape. Please stay behind the white tape. But before we start, I would like to introduce our chairman of our board, Kevin Sussman.
Thank you, Jacques. The bathrooms are really significantly better. For those of you who haven't been here, actually the floor is significantly better as well. So I want to thank all of you who came out on a Sunday to downtown Los Angeles. For those of you who've never experienced Diavolo before, welcome.
Ow!
It's going to be an experience, and we definitely want to hear your feedback. In fact, I think, Jacques, we're doing a Q&A afterwards, yeah?
We are doing a Q&A.
We are doing a Q&A after. Actually, you need to stay for the Q&A. It is part of our programs. It is actually 50% of it. It is one of the most important conversation with you and our veterans. So please stay. Doors are locked. You have no choice.
Thank you. I didn't want to do the doors locked line. So we're really looking forward to hearing your feedback. So as Jacques mentioned, this is a work in progress of the Diavolo work. It's not a full performance. And it's really important for you to understand part of the why, and I'm saying this as a board member, but also as a supporter of Diavolo, that this work isn't just about the show. It's about the process. It's about the healing process and the healing journey for the veterans that we're working with. And it's about bringing all of that and building community with all of you who are not veterans. So that's why this is so important for us, and why we're so grateful that you're here. The other thing I'd like to do is take a moment, and this is what I put on my board member hat. We have two other board members who are here, Priya and Susan. Stand up so everyone can see you. Diavolo is a nonprofit. This costs money. Our job, our goal, our vision, our dream is to take this to a broader community to impact and help more people across this country. Build better bridges, better community between veterans and civilians. All of you are going to be part of that team now. You can help in lots of ways. If you're moved to help in any of them, please seek out one of us, one of the board members. You can also find Jose, although I think he may be leaving early. Track us down. We need volunteers to help us spread the word of the important work that's going to be you're going to see tonight. That's it for me. Jacques?
Thank you.
Oui.
I would like actually to take this opportunity to thank the supporter of the veteran program, Diana Balkans, who is here. Thank you for your support. And also, Boyd Moore, thank you so much for your support. I would like to acknowledge also Jim Benson, our creative collaborator. We have also in the audience David Taster, our costume designer from Existencia, is back with us. Do we have any military veterans with us here? And I know Chris Lamaro, who's with us. Do you have some veterans? Can you stand up, please? Thank you so much, guys, for actually being here. Thank you for your sacrifice, courage. Thank you. This is a moment, yes, so please over here. 7 years ago, we started to work with the veteran community. What we do is restoration, restoring the physical, emotional, and mental strength of the men and women of the armed forces. But to talk to you a little bit more about the program, the heart of the program is our Diavolo Veteran Program Director, France Nevin-Vincent. France.
I'm very happy to see you. I'm also just myself very happy to be here. It's been a while since we were able to put on such a workshop, and it's such an important one for me and for the whole team that I couldn't be happier and fulfilled than I am right now. So, Jack told you we do restoration to help veterans regain some positive in their lives and maybe help them restore restore the mental, physical, and emotional health. Part of our program, and it's something that I do with them specifically, is I help them create a personal narrative. So on the day one, after we've met, I ask them to, I give them a few prompts, and I ask them to write for half an hour. It's very spontaneous. For this particular workshop, the prompt was about their thought about survival. What does it mean in the military context or in the life context? What does it entail? What does it mean? And from then on, they wrote, and then I worked with them, each of them individually. I took their words, I helped them curate their text. It's not a straightforward process. It's, things come and go, and you can stay, or you don't want to stay. And anyway, in 1 week, we managed to form these six narratives. We have 6 veterans with us tonight. And after these narratives were done, with Jacques and the team, we translate these stories into movement, into little vignettes. So tonight there's 6 little parts to feature our 6 veterans. And what more do I want to say? You're going to see for yourself. I just want you to know that 7 days ago, most of these people had never met. They didn't know us. Some of them have not danced. But you can see what you can accomplish as a group and as a result, as an individual, to share the story. And I think it's very important that tonight you're here to witness, because they're going to tell you something and they're going to touch you. And in response, you're giving them a lot too by paying attention to them. So I think that's enough words, and now we're going to start our show.
Okay, so it is on. So at the end, it'll be ready.
All right. Okay. Et ton ventilateur. Okay, guys, places. Are you set? Set! Here we go. Light.
These giants of the forest are something to behold. Some have been growing for 1,000 years. Each tree contains its own story of the centuries-long struggle for survival. Looking at the annular rings of the wood, you can tell what seasons they've been through. some drought years, they almost perish, as growth is barely perceptible. In others, the growth is far greater.
My name is Justin Stiles, and I am a veteran of the U.S. Air Force. There's something isolating about taking a leap into service, an element of resignation. They warned me it would happen, that it could change me. I had enlisted with hopes of grandeur. No one looks at a casket with a flag draped over it and blames the soldier inside. When I signed up, I was warned I may never see my family again. The instructors were telling us stories of the horrors they had seen during their deployments, and they showed us videos recorded on primitive cell phones of what they would do to us if we were caught. They censored nothing because we had to see how it really was. It was us versus them. We were prepared to accept the idea of self-sacrifice on that simple premise. It was sold to us for a few bucks and the promise of free college. And we bought it. I bought it, and resolved that not making it back was an honorable thing, until my own friends started coming back in coffins draped with flags. I found it difficult to reconcile the idea of honor with horror. But the mission does not quit. We are so used to giving of ourselves. It's in our oath of enlistment, it's in the ethos that is drilled into us, it's in every uniform. As a result, it's challenging to remember that we are also our own person. We owe it to ourselves to work on supporting ourselves as we do it for the team.
My name is Steve Sue, and I served in the Marine Corps for 4 years. On a hot summer day, my platoon was getting ready to do some water training, and the assignment was simple. Swim from one end of the pool to the other, dressed in full gear, about an extra 10 pounds. We started the exercise, and I felt great. But the pool was long, and as I passed the halfway mark, the extra weight seemed to double with every stroke. And about 3/4 of the way through, I realized I might not make it. It was too late to turn back, so I mustered everything in me and tried to get to the finish line. After a few strokes, it was very clear. There was nothing left in me but to stay afloat for just another second or two. I was taking in water, my body was going limp, my mind in sheer terror. Now fully submerged, I was a prisoner of water and weight. All of my choices stripped, even breathing, as water filled my lungs. My mind was screaming, "Help! I don't want to die!" at once. When I knew death was certain, I made a choice. I accepted it and I let go. My body still, all of my struggles and fears melted away. Suddenly, the water and weight was no longer my enemy. It was just water and weight, like my own body. And I felt peace. As my eyes began to close, my consciousness slowly faded. And just at that moment, a hand grabbed me and pulled me up to the surface. A shift in perspective can change my entire being, as it did that day. So much of my struggles in life have been with my mind. Adjusting to a new country, racism, divorce. I may not have a choice on how it impacts me in the moment, but I do have a choice in how it shapes me. Coincidentally, 2 years after the Marine Corps, I found meditation. Or maybe it found me. It's where I find my way to peace.
William, Navy, and I climbed Mount Fuji. And when I got to the top of that mountain, I thought, wow, look at me now. The little black boy from Orlando, Florida. He is living in Japan, and he just climbed Mount Fuji. From up there, I could look back far, and I saw the kid I never had time to be. The kid that was always afraid, who could never play word-free, whose parents were on drugs, and who grew up a little too quickly. Anxious because he was responsible for his younger siblings and his mom. The boy who did not know he could dream. From up there, I could look down deep at young men who at some point had no confidence in anything. I saw the panic attacks, the depression, and all the things I had done to numb myself. Drinking, meaningless relationships, meaningless sex, anything to run from my feelings. From up there, I saw myself continuing to climb, tackling all those uphill battles, therapy, and hard work of regaining trust in myself and my future. My faith helped, the military helped. It gave me a leg up and showed me how big the world is. It showed me how brave, patient, self-reliant, and sensitive I am. From up there, I considered even though I had never been given the tools to trust myself, to foster my creativity. After all, self-confidence and the power of my imagination had been working all along inside me. I understood that I could have dreams, big dreams, impossible dreams. I climbed Mount Fuji. For the first time ever, I felt the world was mine, and I could finally see myself strong and free.
Last night, U.S. Army. 2008 will always be a year I remember. a combat tour in a foreign land, and the loss of some of my fellow brothers in arms. Army Staff Sergeant Ryan K. Miller, Sergeant Joseph A. Ford, and Sergeant Gary M. Henry. 3 brave soldiers I never knew, but they will always have a place in my heart. Words cannot explain the sacrifices made on and off the battlefield. Scars and wounds that are forever embedded deep inside every war veteran. People think it's for our service, but honestly, more should be done for those of us who are experiencing depression, hopelessness, anger, and even thoughts of suicide. Ever since I separated from the military, the deep level of camaraderie and human connection has been missing from my life, and I am constantly looking for ways to recreate it. 11 years of service can do a lot to a person.
I served in the Marine Corps for 6 years, HMM 216. In 2011, we were the first responders to the tsunami and nuclear disaster that happened directly after the earthquake in Japan. This mission was a great challenge that lasted for months, and it took a real toll on my entire being. The memories of having seen so many lives, houses, and dreams float by our ship are still with me, and I expect they always will be. It took me a long time to realize how much of myself I had mentally turned off to be able to do my job. I had to tell myself, just remain active, so I wouldn't think about the nature of what I was experiencing. And I continued to function that way long after being released from duty. I remained active to not remember, to not acknowledge, to be able to live. My attempts at removing that part of my existence manifested invested in extreme anxiety that began to rule my life. I had recurring nightmares of bloated bodies floating off the coast of Tokyo. I would see the wreckage, and I'd wake up feeling like I was being decontaminated in my mock gear in order to avoid radiation poisoning and potentially cancer. Today, I finally feel strong knowing that I'm not there anymore. And I am grateful for the resilience that I was able to find, despite what my mind and body endured. Life relationships can still feel daunting because the trauma is not easily explained, but I feel that as long as I'm living in my artistic pursuits and have the ability to express how I feel without being judged, I'm on the right path. The way I processed that event has also had an effect on my memory. That's been one of my biggest challenges. But I try to intentionally put myself in situations where I can create paths to form new memories, ones that I want to remember.
I am Sharika Marie Hall, United States Marine. There's a place I go to that only I know exists. I call it my home. I am there with just myself whenever I go. It's the place inside me where I retreat, a place to think, to hide, and to feel. When I'm in there, I dig through the big cluster of my tangled emotions to find my strength, my power, my focus, and my purpose. When I'm in there, no one can hurt or judge me. Shame is never invited. My hole is where I'm learning to no longer avoid being, and where I experiment with just being with myself. I survived what I believe to have been the greatest threat to my life. I survived military sexual trauma. A lesson so big, it housed so many others in its shadow. And in the aftermath, so much struggle and pain. My heart is my biggest asset, my best tool wherever the world feels full. Now I have no desire for revenge for those who hurt and betrayed me. In spite of the abuse, I'm still able to love. I heard it coming up from inside my center. I heard myself say it out loud one day. I want to live. And since then, that's been enough for me. Getting to do life, to be a mother, to dance, learning to accept and see myself as capable and worthy, practicing to welcome change, to do things for myself, like being here today, and learning to be okay with being seen.
Blackout.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the Diavolo team. Stephen Haskell, our technical director. Simon Greenberg, our sound designer and media specialist. Damien Marcus. Emily Grable. Joel Lewis. Kate Doherty. Joel Rodriguez, our Diavolo Education Program Director. And Michela Meloni. Let me introduce you to our veterans. Justin Skywalk, Air Force. Steve Sue, Marine Corps. Asher Gulian, Navy. Freddie Bosnight, Army. Matt Mackey III, Marine Corps. And Sharika Hall, Marine Corps. Okay. Let's take a little stool. Go take a stool. Here we go, guys. Get the stool. In 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, down. So, So, first, thank you so much for being here. So this is the time of one of the most important time, the conversation with you, as civilians, veterans, with our veterans and civilians. And the question can be anything from to veterans or civilians. Anyone right now watching this? First of all, how you guys doing? You okay? Yeah? My two veterans. Are you guys okay? Yeah? Any question you may have to veterans or any think about a certain question, any question that someone has about maybe the process, or as you're watching, you're wondering what this is, any question right here? Yes?
I'm just wondering one of the veterans to respond to how you got involved with this amazing project.
So how did you get involved? Why? Also talk about, did you want to leave the program after this again? Did you?
Thank you for the question. I'm actually here because of one of my sister veterans. I would not be here or know about the program if she didn't reach out to me. I actually met one of her brother at another veteran event. I teach yoga for veterans, and that was my community starting to grow, and I ended up here, and she's not because of personal things, but she was in my spirit, and I do everything that I do after the military because of my fellow veterans. They're my life.
Question to our veterans. Also, why you decided to actually come and sign up for this?
I actually got this email from my old school, Lee Strasberg Theater Institute. They were reaching out to veterans, and I've been inundated with a lot of projects, and I've been looking for something to get my mind focused into one area. I've been an artist first, and I wanted to focus on one thing that was art specific, and this is something I've never done before. And yeah, I've always seen things like this. I heard Jacques as director of Sweaty today. I wanted to flip a few times, and I did.
Okay, that sounds great, but let's be honest here. Did you want, at one point you wanted to leave the program? Is that correct?
I absolutely did want to leave the program. I had some friends that I called every day complaining about how terrible this thing is. And I highly recommend it to anybody who is searching for peace, because this is the only way you can find it.
So it's interesting, since the last 7 years, all our veterans who join us on the first day, they want to leave right away on the second day. And what I tell them is very simple. Okay, you can go, but then you will always do this. You will always leave. Do not abandon yourself. Do not let go. Go through it. Whatever the pain is, emotionally, mentally, physically, do not abandon yourself. Because if you do this here and you leave after the first day, whatever next experience that you're going to have, you're going to leave that because this is not exactly what you want, or it's hurting you too much. Go through it. And we lock the door, so they won't have any choice. But, question.
Is this really worse than boot camp?
Who wants to answer? Usher.
It's crazy because I was one of them. Oh, it's crazy because I was one of the ones who wanted to clock out like the first day. I was like, I am not doing this shit. I'm not gonna clock there. I'm finna leave. But this is the most physical thing I have done besides climbing Mount Fuji. Like real talk, like climbing that mountain took every bit of my homeboys and the little 8-year-old kids you seen climbing, and the sticks and canes we had, and the oxygen tanks, but something this physical and this mentally present with support, that was like Miss Francis wrote the most compelling story to translate the things I wanted to say and my story to tell, and just so happened this program and 8 days a week, the 8 hours a day, the training, the flipping, the like, oh my God, the 2-minute water breaks, and go and shut up and go, read my mind, don't read my mind, what are you doing? Like, I don't fucking know. Freeze, go. It was a lot, and when I first came, I got the email from like Lee Strasberg, but my homeboy Freddie, who's also a classmate, he told me about it. I was like, oh, okay, shit. I'll go ahead and do some cartwheels and this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tell a few camp stories and shit, laugh and talk. I got in here really like the first day they say front flip. I'm like, front who? Front flip with a knee roll. Like, no, sir. But, like, real talk, like, I broke down crying, like, and it was like, where's these emotions coming from? And I'm going through this thing now in my life where I'm becoming more self-aware, and I'm checking in, like, why am I resisting this program? Why am I, like, being so difficult to, like, come to terms? And then what made it even worse, like, everybody was nice. Like, if they was mean, it would be like, oh, and they mean it was one of the other teammates, like, you usually get veteran programs where they just like, shake in with us, like, whoop, 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 let's make like a team building exercise. But for most veterans, we already know how to work as a team. We already know how to work as a community. But to literally like shake in and literally like have Miss Francis and Mr. Jock stop. What's going on with you guys? Like, what's wrong? Like, it's a story to tell right now. You don't have to tell it. To, like how Mr. Jock say, to push through that. Because as an artist, I want to be able to share my story and tell my story, because my story helped me overcome, and listening to my story over and over again, it really gave me courage to keep going and to stay and to really troop it out. But this program really has been like a blessing, real talk.
We have a question over here.
Well, you touched on it at the end. You all were talking about how physical it was. And forgive me if you don't want to answer this, you don't have to, but I'm interested in the emotional journey, what this brought to you, how this may have helped you work through. You started to touch on that, but I know that everyone wants to talk about that.
Yes, it was emotionally draining, but it was also emotionally self-fulfilling. This is my second time with the program. I'm a glutton for pain. I like to come back. There was a second day was the day we worked. We worked chronologically, so second day was the day we were working my section, and I was jet lagged and exhausted and did not have the motivation to keep going. But there's something that Jacques told us in the first program I was in that he touched on earlier, which is to not abandon ourselves. And it's something that really stuck with me, and something that I did take with me from the first program, and probably why single-handedly the reason I came back. Because the front flips are pretty cool, but it's that putting yourself through coming to the precipice of everything that everything is screaming to quit, and it's like, I just want to stop, and I just want to water and to go home, and it was encouraging to be told that I'm capable of more than I tell myself that I'm capable of. And sometimes there are, all my veterans who acknowledge that our bodies are abused, both in service and out of service. And so there are some times when it's like, my body doesn't move it doesn't twist that way. There are some times when it's like, man, it just really hurts, and it really hurts, and it's like, but I can do this. I am capable of more, and I am sometimes sell myself short. And it takes somebody yelling at you in French to keep going, to feel that motivation of somebody else believing in you. And that's what ultimately brought me back, was the fact that having somebody else say, no, I think you got a little more in you, and I think you can keep going. And it's like, okay. I will give it my all, and then I'll give you whatever's left. And that's honestly, end of day Monday, that's how I got to the end of the day, and Jacques checked in, and I said, I've got nothing left. I've given you everything I possibly could today. And he goes, all right, so see you tomorrow.
I just want to jump on something from talk about your experience. I think it's definitely the physical aspect, the crash course into the Diavolo way and everything, and pushing beyond the limits of your physical capabilities, but in the background, and maybe that happens even without you realizing it. And I think that is a little bit the beauty of the program, how it works, is that in the background we work on the personal stories, and even though we're working as a group and we're working as a team, the personal thing is happening, the personal release, the story, the exchange. But while you're so busy doing something else, you're so busy climbing the tower, somehow, and you hear yourself over and over again, because you know those stories, and you repeat them, and there is kind of like it becomes, I believe, easier to listen to, and therefore maybe easier to accept or to acknowledge that it's happening, and that is, I think, what's really so important.
I think it's interesting that you say that, because emotionally, for me, I felt like I've had these traumas under wraps for years. When I went through that triggered when somebody asks me questions about it. And I talked to my friend Jessica about this. Like, I asked her if I was like, am I still holding on to this? Like, she said, maybe you need to talk to a therapist, your therapist through this. And I said, maybe I do. And I talked to my therapist about it a little bit. It wasn't like this. We went through something called EMDR therapy, which is, for those of you who don't know what EMDR is, it's kind of a form of hypnotism. They talk you through the traumatic event, and you use one side of your body, and then you say the thing, and then you move the other side of your body. And what that does is it helps you process it through your body. So this was like that, a millionfold over. And I wasn't aware of how affected I was going to be after I wrote my story. When I wrote my story inside of the book, I was like, oh, this isn't going to be fine. And then I got into the office to record it, and I was choking up. I was literally choking up about these things that I can intellectualize but not speak out loud. And I know that going through that, after that moment, that I'm not the only one feeling like that. Yeah, and one of my brothers that I was with in Tamagotchi is actually in this room. He didn't want to stand up, he doesn't want to say anything. But if you would like to stand up, then stand up. Mike Antoine. I feel like this kind of a program is so powerful for unlocking traumas that you have trapped inside your body because you have no other choice but to process them through what you're saying and through what you're doing and in repetition. So yeah, that's how I felt from it.
Thank you. We have a question right here.
I wanted to ask you guys about the process of the movement. How did you guys find the movement? There was something like moving you from inside and you started to improvise, or there was a choreography that you had to follow, or how did you guys get to that movement?
Any of the Diavolo team wants to answer that? How did you? Yes, Merlin.
The day one, there are a few stepping stones. We have to have a shared vocabulary, and that's like the roles and the slides. That's the easy part. But then the rest of it is listening to what their stories are and listening to what the bodies can do. And it is prompted by Jacques. Our tagline is architecture in motion, but that's also the architecture of the body. Everyone's body is different. So Jacques will prompt an idea. I need something that goes over this way, down that way. What does that mean to you? And you know, us as the civilians, or the Diavolo team, we have a dance repertoire that we can pull from. But the veterans, it is so genuine and so viscerally real because it is not tainted by an abstract artistic point of view. It's just how they choose to move. You know, and some of that is just the patterns that they've developed through just their whole life, maybe through some of the physical trauma in the military, or just other even positive things that they've learned. So that's a lot of how it is. It's just what they're capable of doing.
The process goes where France is our dramaturge director, and she knows the text by heart. It's recorded, and then we all, with the Diavolo team, come up with different movements. We think about some of the structures that can actually work with the story. Ask France actually to choose the structure that fit the story. And she told me, like, this is this. And then with the whole team, we start actually improvising and starting and listening to the text. And the text is really direct our movement. And that's pretty much the process.
And it's also, I'm referring to it just like now, so these hours, you know, we started with them, we had the idea, there were new structures, and it's only after a couple of days, once we start putting the piece together and we realize to make it like a piece that's coherent, and we need to give it like an arc, you know, so something. So the idea of, you know, this forest of trees, people that grow at different places at different times, that are stunted at times, that are good at times, so all this kind of happens, that's very exciting, is the spontaneity, like those 8 days, you know, you have all these people, we give you material, we work all together, and the creativity sparks, and that's something that I like to mention is the work with the veterans
We work with people, we work with military veterans, but we also work with creators and awakening the creative side of people, I think is the healing side.
Question, yes.
First of all, I want to say regarding ability, it was seamless. It was really beautiful. There's no way that anyone's going to point at who is the newbie who knows the steps. I'm actually curious one thing, and that is, it feels that it's very cathartic and very intense for the veterans. I can only imagine that for the dancers who are going through it in their own way, with you, and as part of this group, it has to be equally cathartic. And not that they're leading or following, but it's just that you are in a company together. And I was wondering if one of the Diavolo dancers could address that process.
Thank you for that question. Yes.
Yeah, meeting all of these veterans and hearing their individual stories, it's really emotional because you get to know people so quickly, and you really see who they are. And even though my experiences aren't the same as theirs, we can all relate to the human feeling of the humanity in it and the emotion in it. And yeah, hearing their stories for the first time, especially Sharika, I related to her story a lot. And when I first heard it, I came in like that day and the choreography had already started. And seeing her move with that text got me so emotional and emotional now thinking about it. But it's beautiful because you connect to the people and their humanity. And there's no difference between us really. Yeah, so you find that common ground.
Yeah, on that, I've been doing these projects for a while, and I think these rehearsals feel like home to me. Like, this is the family. It's been 8 days, and these are the people that I'm closest with right now. But these are the people that I'm closest with. And as much as we jump and dive and grab and go and things, like my track, the meaningful part to me is when I'm like sweaty and I can give her a squeeze. Or like when I'm rolling by and I can hold his pinky. Like those moments fill me with humanity in this piece. It's like we're going through some really tough shit. Let's also go through it together. And I think this process does a really amazing job at cultivating that.
Part of this program is on purpose. We wanted to mix the veterans and the civilians to actually create a bridge. What is happening in the process that you actually don't see is something is happening, that when you ask the veterans to do a movement, there's an intensity about it, there's a commitment about it, there's a precision about it that is different than the civilians. Because the veterans has experienced something else that we have not. And suddenly something is happening to the civilians, i.e. the dancers. They get engaged into that commitment and understand something bigger about being a human and what it means to be a human. That is the interesting part of it. We have someone in the front. So sorry, yes, here we go. You have the microphone, go.
Well, first things first, thank you everyone for serving our armed forces. Thank you veterans for that. My question is there ever a possibility of doing like a part 2 or, some form of, continuation of what's civilian life like out of the war or out of the military? Like, is there ever, or just doing some sort of part 2? That's my question. Thank you.
Your question is to do a part 2 of this?
Is there a possibility of doing a part 2 of what you guys just did, this theater play? Is there a part 2?
We are, yes, we're thinking of part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6. What we want to do, and I will tell you what we want to do. And actually, filmmaker here, Aaron Mendez, is right there. And Aaron Mendez is the filmmaker. What we want to do is we want to do a documentary about this process. It's a 3-month process where we film the veterans, their life, what is happening with France and Simon in the office, that moment of the creation of the text, following the veterans outside Diavolo, what's happening outside behind the doors, and how they react, watching the process, the rehearsal, and watching build this entire piece that is 70 minutes. So right now you just watch 20 minutes. And we want to do 70 minutes with a few more veterans, 6, 8, or 10 veterans. And eventually it's a documentary series that follow all those veterans and civilians into the final moment, the presentation of the show 70 minutes, that actually is in the theater for actually there 4 months. So there's many parts. Then what's happening is that that show is there, and then we recruit more veterans, new veterans that come in and be part of it, and it's an ongoing program. That's because we realized since day one, 7 years ago, that one of the most important is to show to audience this. At first, we were not going to show at all. This was a closed moment. And we realized, no, the veterans has to feel what it feels to present that to civilians, for other civilians to connect to the veterans and understand, wow, they're just like one of us. Because what is happening to you is this. You're hearing their stories, and in the middle of the stories, you are connected to your own life, your own story, what is happening to you. And then you can identify what is happening, not just hearing the stories. That is the interesting part also. So that's many, many parts.
Thank you.
We have a question right here, correct? Yes.
You mentioned the story arc, taking these 6 different stories and weaving them together. And this is really a question for the veterans. You know, part of crafting a narrative is also the character arc, but you guys aren't characters. This is your real life. So I'm just curious from the veteran's point of view, your life, your story, coming into this on day 1, it's now 8 days later. What has been your arc in this process? Where were you feeling emotionally, physically, now that you've gone through this process? And it may be too soon to really take a step back, but I'm just curious as to, have any of you seen that arc of who you were when you started this process? Now you've gone through it. What do you think the takeaway is, or how has this process changed you?
That's a good question. Steve, you want to?
This is my first time with Diavolo. I can't say enough about them. When we first started, I had no idea what we were doing. We told us to write, so the first thing that popped in my mind was my drowning incident. Through the process, I realized as we're moving, as he choreographs her movement with us, all this stuff that now I've written down on paper and I hear myself saying in a recording, things start coming up from that I have held in my body and never dealt with. I believe that so much of our traumas are held in our bodies, and it's held there for so long, and we feel heavy. But then we kind of move through the text, and we figure that out, and all of a sudden you have civilians supporting you, which that's kind of the big thing is when most of us veterans come out of the military, we just want support to, okay, what's life like out here? It's been years, what's it like? And many times we don't know how to find it. It's not there for us. And to come here and to be with civilians, and everything we do is being supported by them. You can't go on to the next move without any support. So it's moment-to-moment support. And at the same time, I'm hurting, I'm aching everywhere. I have bruises all over my body right now. But it's okay because through those bruises came that release. And then through this group, we find support. And through support, we find love. And I just think that can have a wonderful opportunity to spread if we keep doing something like this, where we engage physically with one another, mentally and through voice. I haven't seen anything else like this that's this effective for veterans.
Sharika?
I am not the same person I was 8 days ago. I walked through here, I had no expectations, I didn't know I didn't know what was going on. I just knew I needed to show up. And then we started to get physical, and I was like, oh, I need to run away now. And I just kept hearing Jacques' voice say, don't abandon yourself. And that was the greatest turning on the arc for me. I heard myself say, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I can't do this anymore, I want to give up. And he just kind of said over me, okay, you can, but you're not. You can't. Because I know you have it in you. And I was bawling. This is my first time even telling my story. So, me doing it in a room full of people, yeah, I definitely turned that corner. And allowing people to help me, especially civilians, like Steve said, we don't really know where to go when we come out. This was completely different from anything I've experienced with any other veteran service organization. Um, I feel like now I don't have to hide anymore because everybody just kind of, not kind of, they rallied around me. Literally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, they were here. And it restored my faith in my military brothers and sisters because I was pissed. I was angry. I was hiding. I didn't feel safe. And that piece of me, I left her in the cage.
This is my fourth time with Diavolo, and I would have to say that this workshop is definitely therapeutic for sure. When I think about the VA and Diavolo, I would definitely choose Diavolo 10 times out of 10 for sure. I'm sure a lot of you know that the VA could do a better job with taking care of its veterans. I was just kind of thinking about one of my uncles who was in World War II. He was in Italy and he got shot in the back, and he couldn't even get a job when he got back to this country. So, yeah. But thank you all for being here. Yeah, I can't continue to go.
That's a first.
We have one of the veterans in the audience, Chris Barrow, who actually was one of our first veterans 7 years ago. He took our workshop so many times. Chris, you want to say something?
Well, first of all, David said something that's very true. That you can't tell who's who. That's a testament to Jock and his whole team. So just real quick, I always like to share the story. I've done 4 or 5 of these projects, and I was almost one of the statistics that you read about, 22 veterans per day committing suicide. And when I returned from Iraq, I had a loaded Glock pistol in my mouth, and I started to pull the trigger one night, and I almost became a statistic. And from that day on, something pulled me back from the brink, and it was about 10 years of trying to find healing and catharsis to no avail until one day I was here. And I had an epiphany. Going through the process, going through rehearsals, I realized for the first time in 10 years, I was truly at peace. I found catharsis in a very real way. And that is a testimony to what Jacques has created here, that this environment that he creates where he pushes you mentally and physically and replicates that sense of tribe that we had in the military, and how we're brothers and sisters. And to include the civilian dancers with that collaboration that you create with the veterans and civilians is just magic. It's so powerful. Thank you.
We have time for 1 or 2 yes? Yes.
I think all of us getting to witness this live, it's really impactful, your generosity as performers and your openness that you have. And for a lot of people who are artists, you work on that for years and years and years, let alone are experiencing and seeing the things that you're processing live. Wow, how open you must be. But was there a sense of strain today with the showing that more than the rehearsal and creation process? Or did somehow the process feel like it came to a culmination in this place that there was like a release and ease? Or something else maybe?
It was definitely much easier doing this like all of it together, because it has this sense of living and breathing that when you're stopping and starting and stopping and starting, it's hard to hold on to. But when you're finding your flow, there's nothing like it, and it becomes I will speak personally. I look down, it's like, man, I am drenched, and it's like I didn't even realize I started sweating. It's like, but you just find your tempo and your pacing, and then you rely on each other. And you may have heard some of us calling each other, and it's we're all helping each other to remember things and keeping each other safe and keeping each other, ahead of ourselves. But when we're all doing that together, it's just with ease, and it just comes to this wonderful place of cathartic release, and it's just getting to share with or without people, like getting to share it together, is what's truly special about it, I think.
Someone else, yes. Yeah, I feel like getting through this today fully with everybody is so much different than what we've been doing throughout the entire week. Like Justin said, it's the starting and the stopping, the starting and stopping, the starting and stopping that makes you feel like you're just trying to like poke at this one little thing over and over and over again. I can't get through it because you keep doing it. And then we get to do it all. And not just one story. We get to do all of them together. And that's what brought this feeling of a family. And at the end, like while we were doing it this last time, I feel like I had goosebumps the entire time. The entire time. Because it felt like something that was so real and cathartic for all of us throughout this process. And it's the finish line. Can't be upset about that.
So the question I have is, would you come back?
Give it a couple months.
You will come back, but you need a big break. If we give you the months, the rest of October and November, how's the beginning of December? Is there enough break?
Yeah.
Asher, yes.
That's a real interesting question, and that's a question that I have been really truly asking myself this whole experience. Like, is this something, would I come back and endure? Because it has been, and it still is a blessing to be able to tell my story and put my story to words and to meet a community. Because when I got out, that was one of the biggest things that I was missing, and I felt like I really didn't understand until I got out how much I needed a community of just people who was going through the same thing I was going through and who can relate to what I can relate to. So that's like a really dope question, and that's a question that I've really truly been like soul searching. Yeah, what an off day. But no, but like I really do, and Mr. Jock, man, like the whole team, like, and they didn't treat us like babies. Like, they didn't be like, okay, like, no, they was loving and caring, but still, like, pushing us to their limit. They wasn't like, oh, okay, let's take it easy because they vexed. And I think that's where a lot of civilians, like, misunderstand. Like, they think, like, we want to be coddled or, treated like kids. But we just want to move. We want to learn how to dance and flip and pick up the cage and climb up the cages, and they just really like fostered that. Like if we couldn't get them to move, they was like, no, keep on doing it, or they'll modify you. But as far as like letting us give up, they didn't let us give up, and that was like really, really special to me. And yeah, this program, like how Steve was saying, like trauma lives in the body, and just coming here for these 8 days story touched me, or hearing Sharika's story talk about her heart, and you know she found her heart, and her heart is still open like that. Like you being here, like moving the cages and shit, you be like, damn. Like, oh shit, I gotta get over into this spot. Like you get caught up into the story, and you like, oh shit, I can't do it. Like, okay, focus. But that's the beauty of it, and that's like the real dope part of this program. Like even my dreams have been affected. Like Steve was saying, like sometimes trauma get locked up in the muscles and in the organs and the veins, and come here moving. And I done cried like three friends had put me in the office like you need tissue, towel, toilet paper, towels, all that. Like I was a mess, but you know, like dealing with things that I thought I had dealt with, but I really didn't deal with. I just suppressed it. And coming here moving and sweating and talking about it and hearing it over and over and over, like it was just unlocking stuff like that I wasn't ready for, I wasn't used to, I wasn't used to talking about it, I wasn't used to talking about it on a level where it's being heard out loud, where I'm moving through the room while it's being played. So this program I'm like, I'll do it again. Yeah.
You put it down on the paper and I grabbed it, yeah, and we grabbed it together. So I think we're getting to the end of our evening. I'm going to thank, we were also streaming this, and I know some people are watching, so I'm going to thank them wherever they are for following us as well. And what I want to say is thank you for coming. What I want to say is I can't wait to do another one of these workshops. So I'm hoping that also if you like, if you, which I am sure you did, you know, grasped how important this work is, if you can spread the word, and you know, if there is a veteran that you know in your life or that you've met to talk about the program, and if you can contribute a little bit to our, you know, to our funds for doing this, and that's it, I think, and I thank you everybody for coming. And I don't really want this to end because, you know, it's so short and here we are, but we are now all very connected, so I know we'll stay in touch.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I like that.
It's a test hat.
Huh?
It's a test hat, but I'm hoping we get more. 'Cause I like
I like that one.